You know, it's been a while since I've done a podcast. Well, not that long. It's been about almost 2 weeks. And I really haven't had a lot to say. Now I do. Since I've last podcast I've done 2 weeks ago, one of them was based on premonition. Let me go ahead and talk about it. This is DJ Wolf Live. Alright guys, this has been some crazy shit. In the last 2 weeks, well, last Friday anyway, I was on my way home, and it was raining out there, light rain actually. It wasn't even heavy, and actually it slowed up, and there was a young woman driving behind me in his car. So everything slowed down. And I could tell she was very close to my bumper. Slowed down, because the traffic was backing up a little bit. And the next thing I know, as soon as I started moving, boom! I said, what the hell? I mean, this chick was right up on my bumper, man. Cute girl, but still, damn. Apparently she was on her way back home, but nevertheless, I was a little bit ticked off about that scenario, because she hit my bumper. She was really too damn close to me in the first place. I'm like, why did you have to be that close to me? They changed information, called my insurance company, and come find we got the same insurance company, so it shouldn't take long to get this transaction done. But she definitely was at fault. Nevertheless, I know there's a saying goes, there's a song that's out called Don't Talk About the Church, but we're going to talk more about it, because this down is kind of like, it's growing weeds on me. And the only thing I'm going to say is this. By the fall, I'm no longer going to be part of a church member anymore. That's my plan. I may not take it to heart 100%, but maybe by the time the fall comes around, maybe this won't be so true. Maybe I'll change my mind, and maybe I won't. I know one of the organizations I'm with now, I won't be head member of it anymore. I know that. I won't be running it anymore. That's for sure. By the fall, that's certain. Now, whether I be part of the church is another story. I decided on that because it's too much mess, man. Asked about information regarding it, and people want to play run little games. I was like, I'm done with that. And like I said before, I think the church and its members, both male and female, are really about uplifting the women of the church. They get behind them on everything. They do. When it comes to guys, not so much. They don't have your back like they do one. I'm telling you right now, they don't. I was convinced that maybe it might have been me. Maybe I could see that maybe if I go in, and maybe they would have my back, but they don't. They don't. The reality of it is, when it comes to the black church, they put the women on the higher ground than they do the guys. They always got the women's back on everything. And when it comes to guys, it's not the same. Not the same. Nope. They don't have your back. They just want you to just do it, and that's it. You're supposed to already figure it out. But it's the kind of stuff that really pisses me off. It's the kind of stuff right now that I'm involved with this mess. It's the same kind of stuff that's similar to what I had to deal with 30 some odd years ago when I was in the church before. As a teenager, that I'm dealing with right now as a man. And I'm like, this is why I didn't go, this is why I dropped out then, this is why I'm about to stop going now. You know. And it won't stop me from believing in God and the teachings of Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. But as far as anything else beyond that, I'm done. Black church is a mess, man. I'll listen to a testimony from someone on another podcast on one of my favorite YouTube channels, and I mean, she went to town. She really basically told almost the same story that I'm dealing with, the same deal that I'm dealing with now, in another way. And she talked about the structure of the church, and then one guy was talking about the hierarchy, which is true. There is a hierarchy in the black church where they if you're not part of the hierarchy, they kind of like they don't really roll with you like that. Let me put it like that, and you can tell who it is, and it's like, oh man. But it's just a whole thing with that, and I kind of feel like it's, if you ain't part of that, they don't have nothing to do with you. Now, I'll give you an example. I saw one guy yesterday, part of our committee. Now, this woman, who I see all the time around there, all right? I'm involved with Sunday school, and all the time I see this woman. She goes right by me every Sunday, don't say two damn words to me. But yesterday, because I'm talking to this other guy, all of a sudden she wants to speak. Really? And I'm like, okay, this is the kind of bias I'm talking about right here. You know, but that's fine. I'm convinced more and more that the black church is about a social hub. It is. And it's really more of a social hub for women. I've noticed that. You know, I'm a man, and I'm going to be honest, as a black man, I don't get much out going. We went to a game last month. My son and I went. And really, these guys were all into their own things and their own cliques and stuff. And I kind of noticed that, and I was like, I wasn't feeling it at all. I swear I was so not feeling it. I was so not feeling it. And, you know, I usually I didn't do a whole lot with them anyway. And now I know why. You know, I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. Yeah. Maybe it's me. Maybe. And I told my old lady, maybe it's a black cloud that's been over me my entire life, man. You know, I thought about that. I really thought. I mean, seriously, and I'm very, very serious about this. I think there's a black cloud over my life. I don't know why, but I do. But after yesterday's meeting, I was so upset I couldn't even talk about it. I got to a point, and this is something I never did, and I didn't have to do it, but I did it anyway. You know, I actually just, after Sunday school, had a meeting, about 25 minutes. I just rode the fuck on out there. I stopped there and talked to one of the other members. About 5 minutes. Got to the car. You know, got in the car, and I said, I gotta get on out of here. And left. Never came back. Didn't even stay. And they had 2 services yesterday. I just stayed for one. I was like, the hell with it. Let me roll the fuck up out of here. You know. I was just ready to roll. I said, forget it. I'm done. I walked straight out of there. I've gotten to a point. That maybe it's not where I need to be anymore. You know, I thought it was, and I tried to convince myself, yeah, maybe that's where I need to be. But I've been there 6 years. And I don't feel, and I was telling somebody the other day, I don't feel any closer to any of those people that I did when I first got there. I really don't. I really don't. I tried. I really don't. I don't feel that way. It's just, it's sad, but I don't. I don't feel that way at all. And I want to, but I don't. And I can't because I don't feel that way. I try. I just don't. It's sad that I don't. You know, here I am, a middle-aged man, don't have a lot of friends. Don't fool with a lot of my relatives. My own blood. You know. And yet, the one place you want to be, that you feel you should be, when you need to be, you don't feel the same camaraderie. You don't feel the same cohesiveness. You don't feel it. I don't feel it. I mean, I try. I swear to God, I try. You know, but sometimes you get dirty looks, man, from people. It's like, damn, really? What the fuck was this all about? Why am I wasting my time doing it? You know, why? I mean, am I just there? Y'all say, as I'm serving the Lord, or am I just there to help y'all, how can I put it, bring membership in, like a pyramid? I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling it anymore. I'm to a point, I am just not feeling it. And I don't know, people who I thought would understand where I'm coming from, apparently don't even take two seconds to do it. And I'm just to a point where I'm just wasting my time. I am. I wasn't going to say this. And I really wasn't, but yesterday was the one day that I felt that maybe I should just say the hell with everything. You know, it was the one day I really felt that way. And I didn't want to feel that way at all. I swear to God, but I did. I absolutely did. You know. Maybe I'm at a crossroads in my life where I just don't want to be bothered anymore. At all. You know, and yesterday was the day I felt that. I really felt that way. I just didn't want to be bothered with anybody or anyone. Period. I just felt that, I don't know, I just didn't want to deal with it. You know, I couldn't get upset. I was upset, but I couldn't get upset. I couldn't get emotional about it. I couldn't get angry. I couldn't get sad. I just couldn't do anything but just deal with it. And the thing of it is, my whole life, all I had to do, all I ever had was regulated to do at some point was dealing with shit and never moving on from it or letting it go. You know, that's the really bad part about it, on top of everything else. You know, I no longer wanted to deal with it anymore. You know, certain things I had no choice but to deal with. This is something I don't really have to deal with anymore. You know. And what is this for? Maybe I don't belong there anymore. You know. I kind of felt that way yesterday too. It's just, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I just wasn't feeling it. I feel like I got to a point where I have nobody to talk to about anymore. Nobody understands me. I really, really strongly feel that way. I ever understood why they didn't want to go to church before, now I know why. Because I didn't want to deal with a bunch of bullshit. I just did not want to deal with it at all. Because I've been down that road before. Now I wish I didn't got that involved. It's really a shame. 2018, the way I feel about the church is the same way I felt in 1981. It's the exact same way. It's not quite the exact same situation, but it's the exact same mindset that I had now that I had then, where I didn't want to be bothered at all. Where I felt that I didn't belong. Where I felt that I didn't feel part of, and I still don't. You know, I just feel like I was just another person there, just helping with the process of bringing people to church. Those members, that's all I am about. You know, nothing new. You know, and I'm just kind of really, really, really upset about it. You know, although this is fucking fool doing. Stay in your goddamn lane, man. That's what. I don't know. It's just really, really. I don't feel that I need to be where I don't belong. I just feel I don't belong. I don't feel I really put it like this right now. I don't feel I belong. I never felt I was part of it anyway. I told my wife, I said, I don't even feel I'm part of it at all. Even with you with me, I don't. I absolutely do not feel it. It's just ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. You know. And I've got to a point now where it's just, why am I even there? Why am I even there? You know, why the fuck am I even there? I didn't want to talk about it first. And I wasn't going to talk about it. I was just going to just keep it to myself. But it's to a point, I have no other options but to put this out here. I had nowhere else to go. I had nobody to talk about it to. You know. No, bitch, I'm not moving. Shit, this goofy motherfucker. Blowing your horn all you want. I'm only gonna go but so fast. There's a truck in front of me, you dumb bitch. I ain't blowing your horn for. What the hell wrong? You ain't nobody special. You ain't blowing your horn. I mean, this is almost around me on Friday. This bitch gonna blow your horn at me. Here I am, got a truck in front of me, and you trying to run, trying to act like you gotta get in front of me. When there's a truck in front of my ass, you dumb fuck. People are retarded, man. I'm telling you. And I don't know. I'm just glad that there are people, I know there are people out here on YouTube and Spreaker that know what I'm going through. This right here is the importance of why podcasting is important, because the things that people normally couldn't do any other time or any place else, they can do it here and get stuff off their mind. You know? Like I can get stuff off my mind and not be too personal about it. You know? Because this is going to be a multi-part that I'm going to talk about regarding this issue. And like I said, there is bias in the church. There's no question about it. I see it all the time. And here's the amazing fact, and I'm going to say this. I noticed that even more because one of the people who I got into the argument with, this fool right here, one of the people I got into an argument with yesterday in the discussion was a person who always act like they had it in for me from day one, well before I started getting involved with the organization, which is one church function in the organization of the church. And they back to funny with me for years. I mean, well before that, and I kind of suspected this for a long time ago. And you come up with somebody who knows who wants to act like they want to play interference with you all the time. They play interference on things. That's the kind of an agitator, basically. That's what they're doing, and I noticed that about them from day one. Now I know for a fact he ain't no better than women when it comes to this shit. Because you got women do stuff like that too. And I know it's the same thing with them. You know, just looking for anything to get on your skin or get under whatever you got and try to make you look like an absolute fool. That's the kind of person it is. And it almost got a little heated. It did get a little heated for about a minute. I said, no. So, and I'm trying to keep my composure because really I can go off on my dad. And I was like, I just didn't want to go there. And I was about to go there. And I said, no, I'm not going to go there. That's probably why at some point I just couldn't even get angry about it more because I was already upset about it as it was. And it just, to a point I said, I got to let it go before consuming. I had to. So I didn't want to talk about it anyway. And don't really want. I mean, I'm surprised we're talking about it all now. You know. But it seemed like, and this one thing I know is for real, and this is just me. Over the years, it seemed like the more I try to do for people, the less people seem to respect you. It was a guy that I knew when I lived over in District Heights, Maryland. His kids, matter of fact, I found out later, my son just told me, he said they all went to the same high school too. I didn't know that. His kids and my son all played football together on the same team. They all got along pretty good, matter of fact. The kid's father, I loaned him money. He lived up not far from, probably about a mile from his job. A mile from his job. He didn't drive. Alright? He walked. Okay? And when we became good friends. Came to our house a couple times, watched movies, whatever, fed kids, family, whatever. Did all that. And they were all cool. We were all cool with each other. Alright? And eventually after a while I didn't hear from him. I think they had moved. And eventually we moved. So he moved probably maybe about 6 miles from where we live at now. And my wife ran into him one day somewhere. And he gave his number, I got his number, we talked. So I said, well, come on over and watch the fight one night. And I'll give him my information, whatever. They said he couldn't get over there because his wife had the car and blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. And then I thought about it, I said, wait a minute. So I'm going to go get him to watch the fight with me at my house and pay for the fight? No, I just told him, I said, nah, man. I said, fuck it. I was tired. And I got to a point, I said, this is a guy I used to, he had supposedly moved up. It's like I moved up. And all of a sudden now, he's back with the same thing where you got to go get him and all. I said, fuck that. This is a guy who I helped out along the way and was friends with. And like somebody said, the more you do for people, especially in our community, the more you do for people in our community, the more they try to use you. And they do. I had another friend who lived in Arlington, did the same shit. Same thing. And after a while, I just got to a point, I just left them alone, man. And I think the black church is kind of like on that same line. The more you do for them, the worse they get. And it's no different. It was the same scenario there. So I may be talking about this on a couple of podcasts. So this may be part one of what I'm talking about here. All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf. That's all I got to say right now. Of course, I'll be back to talk about part two later on. I'm out.